In the late hours of a foggy October night, a small, quiet town named Millfield stirred with unease. The town's charm lay in its serenity, its picturesque streets lined with quaint houses and friendly neighbors. However, this particular night was different, the air thick with an odd sense of foreboding. It was the night the clown appeared. Lucy, a 10-year-old with an adventurous spirit, had always been warned by her parents not to wander outside after dark. But curiosity had its own way of urging her forward. Clutching her teddy bear, she slipped out of her bedroom window, landing softly on the front lawn. The streets were eerily quiet, the fog whispering secrets Lucy couldn't quite understand. As she ventured further, she noticed a faint, flickering light coming from the town's old amusement park, long abandoned after a fatal accident years before. Her heart raced with both fear and excitement as she approached the rusted gates. The gates groaned in protest as she pushed them open. Inside, the park was a chilling specter of its former self, rides decayed and silent, booths long empty and broken. Lucy's eyes were drawn to a large, tattered tent at the center of the park. Its once vibrant colors now muted and drab. A soft giggle, almost too faint to hear, echoed from within. Steeling herself, Lucy entered the tent. Inside, the air was heavy with the smell of stale popcorn and mildew. In the center of the tent sat a clown. But this was no ordinary clown. Its smile was painted grotesquely wide, its eyes dark pits of malevolence. In its hand, it held a red balloon. Lucy felt a chill run down her spine as the clown's gaze locked onto her. "Welcome, little one," it crooned, in a voice that seemed to echo from some deep, twisted place. She wanted to run, but her feet felt rooted to the spot. The clown stood up, towering over her, the balloon swaying gently. "Do you want to play a game?" it asked. Lucy's voice caught in her throat as the clown began to laugh, a sound that filled the tent and seemed to suffocate her very soul. Just then, she noticed something strange about the balloon. Was it pulsating? The balloon began to glow a deep red, casting an eerie light across the tent. The clown's laughter ceased abruptly, its eyes now fixed on the balloon. It snarled, revealing rows of sharp teeth. In a moment of desperate clarity, Lucy remembered the stories she'd heard about the park, about children who had vanished without a trace. This wasn't just a clown, it was something far more sinister. Gathering every ounce of courage, she turned and bolted out of the tent. The clown's enraged screams filled the night as she sprinted towards the park's exit. The fog seemed thicker now, as though it were alive, trying to hold her back. Lucy could hear the clown's footsteps pounding behind her. She didn't dare look back. Just as she reached the gates, she felt a cold hand graze her neck. With a final burst of speed, she shoved the gates open and stumbled onto the street. The fog dissipated like a nightmare, fading with the dawn. Lucy didn't stop running until she was safe in her own bed, her heart still pounding in her chest. That night, Lucy learned to heed her parents' warnings. The clown was never seen again, but the red balloon occasionally appeared on foggy nights, a reminder of the fear that lurked in the shadows.